Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been quite a while. I apologize. It's been about a month or more. I today am going to give you guys a little bit of update on what's been going on in my life, and then also going into how I made my own business out of babysitting on the weekends and the evening times. So let's get started. So first, I wanted to say I recently graduated from my OTA program. It was definitely crazy with fieldwork, and the drive was about an hour, and then I was getting adjusted back into nannying, so it was a little bit crazy. I also had my friend in town for a week, and Andrew and I were traveling a little bit, so it was kind of nice just to take a little break, enjoy time together, and just really figure out how I'm going to study for this exam. The NBCOT exam is basically what allows me to practice, and then I can get licensed here in Michigan. I have been trying to study as much as I can. This week is kind of my week that I'm really settling down and getting really focused. Other than that, I've been pretty sporadic with my studying, if I'm going to be honest, but I think it's more important to get a little bit of a mental break from school and everything. I've been going to school for like the last 6 years college-wise, so it's been a lot, and I think that it was nice to have a little bit of a break. But now I'm back. So I use the app Setmore. It's basically an app that people can make appointments from your link. So I'll insert a video like what it looks like on the app, but I'm looking at it on my computer if I'm like looking down. So basically I have my name, I have like my experience, and then I have all my rates on there. So basically the reason why I started this was because in college I had a lot of families asking me to babysit for them, and it was so hectic. I was getting text messages trying to remember who was what date, and like even writing them down, like, you know, somebody texts you really late at night and you agree to it and the next day you forget. So it was just really nice to have everything in one spot. I was getting really overwhelmed, and I also was overwhelming myself with the amount of time, like people that I was working for and how to make it work. Also, another problem that I was running into is like these families had been working for sporadically for a couple years, and at this point I had gained more experience, and I had been getting more classes for childhood development. I had been getting a CPR class. I just had more skill sets to offer, and I wanted to raise my rate, but I didn't really know how to raise my rate because it had been the same for so long, and all the families that I had been babysitting for were all at different rates. So one family was X amount, one family was $5 more, one family was $5 less, and like it was too hard to also remember how much like each family owed me. And then on top of it, it's also like a business. Like if 3 people want my one Saturday night, of course I'm gonna go with the person that pays me more. Obviously there's exceptions and things like that, but it got really hard when people were offering me, you know, a significant amount more for the same weekend, but there's also like people that I was already working for. So that's basically where I came in with the app. The app basically allowed me to set my rate. I basically messaged all the families individually and said, hey, this is what's going on. I've increased my rate to X, Y, and Z because of these extra steps that I've been taking to increase my knowledge of childhood development, and that's what my fee is for babysitting now per hour. I also really like this app because it allowed them to block out X to X time. If they wanted me from 6:30 to 11:30 p.m. they could, and anything after midnight I had to approve. So I was never at these places past midnight, which I really liked, or if they asked me it was fine, just because that got into the hours of everybody driving home from the bars and everything, and I just felt better knowing ahead of time what time I was off. I could plan accordingly. And then also like some people were in the same area, so somebody wanted to book me from 2 to 5 and then I had another gig from 6 to 11. I was able to do that and commit to more than one thing. So basically a lot of the families still used me once I raised my rate, which was really nice, and they totally understood. They totally valued what I was saying, and that was really nice to hear from them, that like they still appreciated me enough and valued me enough to still pay the higher rate. I also allowed them to share the link with anybody that they wanted to. I would get messages all the time from like random people that they would like share my number, which I like gave them permission to do, and then people would message me, what's your rate, what is this, and this, like trying to get all this information. And I also had a full-time job. I was going to school, so this allowed me to kind of gear them to the app. Like, hey, this is my link, You can see all about me, all my information. You can see what I charge, when I'm available, and I allowed them to book 1 month in advance. So the first of the month, for that next month, I would open up my weekends and they would be able to book. If they wanted to book something farther in advance, they could message me personally and we could figure that out. Also, I required them to have a late fee and also I'm trying to pull it up. I don't remember the exact thing, but I put a fee for cancellation last minute because I was requested so highly. I always booked 1 weekend for myself and then 3 weekends I would work. Very rarely I would open up that 4th weekend, just kind of depended on what I was doing. So basically, I don't remember the exact time, but I would put, if they canceled within X amount of hours, that they would still have to pay me a percentage of what the hours they had booked. So basically they go into the app and then you can click on like my services. So I had basically every single service that you could imagine, and I had each rate for 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, etc. I also had my hours set for during the week and weekends, and then I also added time off when I was traveling, and if I just needed a weekend off, I would take it. So families really liked this because they didn't even have to text me, hey, are you free? Hey, what time are you free? They could literally go to the app and check it. So this is something I did in California. I haven't done it out here yet. I don't know if I'm going to, but it was like a really nice overall place for people to go and book me. It also allowed me to take time for myself, and then also allowed me some free time to do things that I want to do, to take vacations, to book in advance, and also make a pretty good income from it. Parents preferred this way because also on top of it, they could see how much exactly it would cost. So like for 6 hours for 3 kids, they could see it would be X amount, and they could already have that amount done, taken care of. Most of the families would send it to me before I even started my services. That was the other thing that I required, is that I required them to pay me before I leave their home afterwards for the services that I gave them. So I'm not going to share my rate because it's not really pertinent to this video, but basically whatever I started out at, I added $2 each per child. Also, this is what only was covered in solely childcare. So this is the rate that I charged to do the dishes that were used when I was there, toys that were used when I was there, and then obviously like any bath time. But it didn't include laundry, dishes from the night before, the day of. It didn't include cleaning the house, messes that weren't made when I was there, because that wasn't what babysitting was. If I was your full-time nanny, I totally would be doing it. And obviously your rate is according to what that is. You charge extra for those things. And it kind of changes the role of what you are. But babysitting was just childcare itself while I was there, and it worked out really well. I was basically booked every opening that I had. I was booked, and people loved it. I believe I shared it with, I think I can see how many people. I shared it with like 5 families. Or some people weren't added onto like my contact list, but they booked me through it. So I think about 5 people booked me, and then after that, it was like probably like 10 to 15 people had the account and they would book from there. So basically that is how I made a business out of babysitting on the weekends. It was awesome when I was in college. Even after college, I used it for a little while until I moved here to Michigan. I highly recommend it for anybody that's in childcare and trying to create that balance between work and your personal life and friends and family, and just making sure you have time for yourself. It worked really well for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit more about Setmore and the app. The app is on the App Store. I think it's free. I have it for free. And then I can show you guys, let's see. To set it up, all I did was create an account, which was free. And then I uploaded my information, a picture, and basically added services, which were my rates, and then they could click away. So that is all that I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little update on my life, and then also how I created a business using Setmore app while babysitting. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I'll see you next time.